On January 11th, 2023, Carlos Correa signed a 6-year, $200 million deal with the Minnesota Twins. This comes after he had initially signed with the San Francisco Giants and New York Mets, but the signings fell through due to alleged failed physicals. Today, I'll explain to you, using gematria and numerology, how Correa's signing with the Twins, as well as his failed signing with the Mets, is a clear World Series and 9/11 ritual. I actually had a script written once Correa signed with the Mets, but I did not record it as the signing had not been confirmed. Even though that never happened, I'm about to present that script as it is still relevant in the grand scheme of things. On December 21st, 2022, Carlos Correa signed a huge deal with the New York Mets, and I'll explain to you how this was a major ritual connected to 9/11 of all events. First off, the deal was made on a date with 12 and 39 numerology. Mets equals 12, New York equals 39, and this was 3 months and 9 days before opening day. Correa equals 33 and 39, just like New York. It was a $315 million deal, and this was 315 days before November 1st, written 11/1. New York equals 111. And remember, the Mets were in the 111th World Series and lost in Game 5, which started on November 1st. Also, 9/11 happened on the day leaving 111 days left in the year. His full name, Carlos Correa Oppenheimer, equals 126, and he signed with the Mets 12 weeks and 6 days after his birthday. Carlos Javier Correa Oppenheimer equals 317, the 66th prime. NY Mets also equals 66. When I see Oppenheimer, I think of the Manhattan Project, which was developing the bomb that we dropped on Japan in retaliation for the attack on Pearl Harbor, which was on 12/7, and then 60 years later, buildings 1, 2, and 7 fell in Manhattan. The upcoming MLB All-Star Game will be the 93rd edition, which reminds me of the 93 World Trade Center bombing, again in Manhattan. This upcoming All-Star Game will be in Seattle, and the last time it was in Seattle was in 2001, the year of 9/11. That year, the Mariners entered the ALCS with 119 wins before they were eliminated by the New York Yankees. 9/11 is written as 11/9 in most of the world, and next year will be the 119th World Series. To add some more Seattle-New York connections, Seattle was originally named New York, and the World Trade Center was constructed by a firm from Seattle. Carlos Correa equals 56 and 79, just like Society of Jesus. 79 is the 22nd prime number, and 2023 will be 22 years after 9/11. Carlos Javier Correa equals 122, and he almost signed with San Francisco, which equals 122 and is on the 122nd Meridian West. The other big offseason signing was Aaron Judge, who wears number 99. Correa signed his deal with the Mets 99 days before opening day. Judge signed his deal 113 days before opening day, and he's from California, which became a state on 9/9, the day leaving 113 days left in the year. He's from Linden, which isn't too far from Highway 99. The Yankees will face off against the Giants, the California team, and the team that nearly signed Judge and Correa. After Correa failed his physical with the Mets, he eventually signed with the Twins. Now, how did the Twins connect with New York? Twin Cities? Twin Towers? Remember, police were reportedly on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, just like the first plane hit the Twin Towers at 8:46 a.m. This is also right before the Minnesota Vikings play the New York Giants in the NFL playoffs. The deal was first reported on 110, like Minnesota. This was 79 days before opening day, Carlos Correa equals 79, and the deal was finalized on 1/11, 111 days after his birthday, and 78 days before opening day, or 11 weeks and 1 day. New York equals 78 and 111. This is 263 days before the end of the regular season, the 56th prime, and Carlos Correa and Society of Jesus equals 56 and 79. Is that a sign that the Twins will miss the playoffs this year? Society of Jesus also equals 191, the 43rd prime, and the signing occurred 4 months and 3 days after the Queen's death. And the Twins' first game will be against the Royals. Carlos Javier Correa equals 293. This is 293 days before Halloween, which is scheduled to be Game 4 of the World Series. Could that mean the World Series will end in a sweep? 293 is the 62nd prime, and his deal is a 6-year, $200 million deal. 200 days from the signing, the Twins will play the Royals again, and it will have 44-17 date numerology. Carlos Javier Correa equals 193, the 44th prime. I would watch out for that day. 93 days from now, or 3 months and 3 days, the Twins will play the New York Yankees, and Correa's contract is for $33 million a year on average. Now, what does this all mean? I expect at least one New York team to be in the World Series in 2023. Given that Correa signed his Mets deal 315 days before November 1st, which is expected to be Game 5 of the 2023 World Series, and his Twins deal 293 days before Game 4, that is a clue to me. The Yankees haven't won, yet alone been to, a World Series since 2009, and N equals 14 and 23. And 2023 is obviously 14 years later. Keep in mind, the Minnesota Vikings play the New York Giants in the playoffs, and if they win, they'll likely play the San Francisco 49ers, the two cities that ultimately decided to not sign Correa.